Hello everybody, Josh12 back here again with another video, and I'm here with another Dragon Ball Super review. Yes, I'm here to give you my official review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 48. Now, of course, if you haven't seen this episode, please go check it out, because this review may contain spoilers. But that being said, let's get into the newest episode of Dragon Ball Super. Now, of course, this is the second chapter within the Future Trunks arc in Super, and I have to say, I was very excited for this. This is probably the first time in all of Super's history of making freaking episodes that it's really given us a point where we as an audience and a viewership are really on our toes. I mean, like, I really haven't felt this really anticipated and excited for such episodes from Super since, I want to say, the beginning of the series, number 1, and I guess when Goku was fighting Hit. That's pretty much the extent of excitement I've had for all of Super, and that is kind of sad at the end of the day, coming from a hardcore Dragon Ball fan as myself, but that is really good coming from how good the writing and overall storytelling has been for this new Future Trunks arc. Now, of course, this is obvious continuation of the previous episode. If you've not seen the beginning of the new arc, please go and check out the previous episode and, of course, my review for it to get my thoughts on it. But overall, it's pretty much Black Goku, or Black as he is specifically called, has pretty much destroyed majority of Future Trunks' timeline, who is blue hair for some reason. But that changes really quickly because once everyone Future Trunks loves dies, he is on the offense. Yes, that's right, we get to see Future Trunks go all Super Saiyan, kick some ass. Of course, not for very long, because we have to have a new arc with some really interesting villains, and Black really showed us what it really means to be super powerful, but yet not be a Saiyan, because Black kicked the shit out of Future Trunks. Now, granted, Future Trunks, I think the best way I can put it and really attack and break down this section of the episode is that Future Trunks and Black, as a dichotomy and archetype, is that they know each other very well. They've definitely have been fighting each other for some time now, yet they're drastically two different kind of fighters, and they have two very specific kind of power levels. Future Trunks, you can obviously tell, based on the little fighting we got to see from him in this episode, he has not really been keeping up with his training. I think that's something that's very sad, but noted. I was really hoping that Future Trunks would, at least at this point in time, be Super Saiyan 3. I mean, at least that's what the video games gave us. I mean, like, Future Trunks in his own timeline dealt with his issues, and of course, I guess somewhat dealt with Majin Buu, and became a Super Saiyan 3 and saved what little, humanity is left to save in that timeline. However, in this specific time, he is still pretty much the same kind of power level we got to see him last time, maybe even weaker for all we know, and Black dominated his ass, and it was pretty epic to see that. I was kind of scared to see, like, where it can go from here, because if you have such an epic fight for these two characters right out of the gate, it really, brings up the dire need to get the heck out of there as quickly as possible, which really happens really fast in this episode, which was very exciting and enjoyable. Overall, Black, I think, is also a very question-marked character. There's still a lot to be known about his character, obviously, but power-wise, I could definitely tell he's obviously far superior to Future Trunks, but is he better and stronger than the rest of the characters? Which I think is the big question. Is he stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta? Is he stronger than, Whis or Beerus? Is he going to be stronger than any other character we've seen so far? Now, granted, we did hear that most of the godlike characters would make most likely a role within this arc, but does that really mean anything? I think that's the question that needs to be asked, because based off what we've seen so far, I don't really think the gods would have that much extensive supporting roles in this. I mean, like, granted, we saw that with Resurrection F. I mean, Frieza's there. He's ready to kill Goku. He's ready to blow up the planet. Yet Beerus and Whis are kind of just there as spectators. So I kind of feel like that might end up being the same supporting role that the gods will have in this episode. It really depends on how much of a threat and how powerful Black does prove to be in the following episode, specifically next week's episode. But of course, moving off of that whole transition, Trunks does end up escaping with very little time, and of course getting to the past, and of course addressing what really needs to be addressed, which really I was hoping for more of that. I feel like the second Trunks leaves his timeline, enters the new one, he's really mostly out of it. He's knocked out. He's lost most of his ki. And of course, it's mostly just characters watching him from a certain perspective and waiting for someone to react to it. That's kind of what happens for the majority of the episode post Black versus Trunks. And it's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. This episode was pretty funny. It was kind of cool how, like, tone-wise, Super has really been keeping up very interestingly the light and the dark. I mean, like, this arc so far is dark. It's pretty crazy. There are shit going on at an extreme rate, and it's not getting any better for Trunks. However, besides that, everything else surrounding it is freaking fun. It's very entertaining. It's very lighthearted. You got to see a lot of new characters. Well, not really new, but old characters come back and do some kind of very comedic elements within the episode. We got to see Pilaf gang, hang out with future Trunks in his little private school, doing crazy shit. We got to see Yajirobe and Korin again do something. I mean, they were doing Limbo, which I guess is something to do when you're, have all the time in the world to do whatever you want, so that's pretty interesting and funny. And, of course, the gods and Goku and Vegeta are up just eating ramen, cups of ramen, so that's pretty much what's going on with the majority of the characters outside of fucking Trunks. But, with that being said and done, it was a pretty badass episode. I found it difficult to really see Super top the greatness that was the opening of this freaking story arc. I really thought it would be impossible for them to do it. And even though this is a good episode, I would definitely go out of my way to say that this episode was not better than the previous episode. It was still good. Trunks versus Black. That was epic. It was awesome. Trunks realizing that this new guy is himself but older was hilarious. Mai and Kid Trunks was entertaining for the most part. Seeing Yajirobe and Korin do Limbo was hilarious, and Goku checking it out, pretty fucking funny stuff there. Trunks completely waking up out of his daze and checking out Goku, spoilers, attacking him straight up, which was awesome, and like, come on, dude, you can't do nothing on him, but pretty freaking epic. It was just a good way to end the episode and want you needing more of the episode, which I think is the brilliance of this arc so far. It just keeps you on your toes. You need more, you want more, and you're going to get it. But it's just, you need to wait for it. And it's aggravating, but completely satisfying, which is what this episode is. Now, granted, there are things about the episode that I really am not on with. Pilaf gang and Mai, I wasn't really big on them being a big supporting, character role within the episode. I feel like it was just forced. I feel like, yes, this is Super and Toy's way of being like, you know what? Mai and Trunks, they gotta have some kind of relationship going on here because they gotta get together in the future, I guess, because someone wrote it there that it has to happen that way, so they gotta do it that way. And as much as I, am okay with that, it just felt forced that you would have to, have these characters be in this weird private school with Trunks learning about God knows what the heck else. It's like, really? I mean, like, they're adults stuck in kid bodies. Like, why do they need to go to school again and hang out with Trunks? Like, and plus, are they really that good of friends? Really? I mean, we haven't really seen anything that establishes them as being buddy-buddy to really extend the fucking hand of like, hey, we go to school together in this really weird private council of fucking shit in my house that's gigantic and doesn't seem to get any smaller. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I wasn't really big on it. Also, another real weird or big factor I kind of just didn't like within the episode was the fact that it took too long to get Trunks to wake up and explain what's really going on. And there was not really any explaining. I feel like it would have been a superior move, writing-wise, to just have Trunks wake up, maybe pull off what he did at the ending of the episode, however, earlier, so we can get some more explanation as to what's going on. But once again, it's obviously setting up future events and future things that could happen with the episodes to come, but in the long run, those are just very nitpicky things that take me out of the episode, but for the most part, was an epic freaking episode. This was awesome. I loved Trunks. He was just kicking ass. Obviously, Black is really proving himself to be a legitimate threat. What is he capable of? How strong can he become? Based off what we've seen him do this episode and teasers of next episode, he might be able to, like, transfer into different timelines with ease or whatever. You know, there's just, what is he? I'm still, in my speculations, I'm still big on the fact that he might be a creation of evil of sorts, kind of like Majin Buu, so I'm still on that kind of theory, but for the most part, it can go either way at this point in time. Is he a god? Is he some kind of demon at some point? Who knows? It really depends where they go from here, but in the, you know, overall landscape, this was a pretty freaking epic, awesome episode. I definitely give it a full-on 9 out of 10. It was a great episode. I loved it. It wasn't better than the previous one, but it was still pretty freaking good. So kudos for Toei Animation and Super to really keep up the consistency with this arc. Hopefully they keep it up, and next week seems like it's going to get crazy as well with Goku versus Trunks, which really isn't going to get anywhere because, come on, let's be real. If Trunks can already beat Black, how is he going to beat a Super Saiyan Blue? So it is what it is. And then, of course, Black is coming in. Goku's going to fight Black. Is that going to happen? Or is that just going to, you know, just tease us for the future episodes? Who knows? It really depends. But I'm super stoked and very psyched. Let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. Overall, this was a great episode. I loved it. The highlight of the episode was definitely the ending. It was so freaking great. I'm just saying, Trunks waking up, he has like this weird, like, post-traumatic stress kind of disorder thing going on. He just sees Goku, attacks him. Goku catches the punch, which is epic and cool, and he's like, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? Everybody's like, holy shit, what's going on? Even the gods are like, what? And that's it. It ends there. We have to wait next fucking week to see what happens. What the fuck? I have to wait another fucking 6 days? The fuck? Fucking awesome. Let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. And of course, the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Super manga has come out, so I'll also have a review for that possibly in the upcoming week, so be on the lookout for that on my channel. But overall, shameless plug time. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jonks12. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been Jonks12.